This is TradeFlow News, bringing you relevant news and insights from around the world. TradeFlow News, enabling trade for SMEs and economies worldwide.
Welcome back to TradeFlow TV. You know the drill. Markets move fast, and if you're not ahead, you're under. As the Asian markets prepare to open, the geopolitical chessboard just flipped over. Let's get you caught up. The 60-second commodities flash. The deal bleeds. The 48-hour deadline passed with Iran conditionally accepting the U.S. peace framework. But just hours later, a rogue drone strike hit a Greek-flagged tanker near the Gulf of Oman. Tehran denies involvement, blaming proxy militias, but the damage is done. The peace is already breaking. Oil's Sunday night. Gap up. Forget the Friday sell-off. As early trading begins in Asia, Brent crude is gapping violently back up toward $108 per barrel. The market is realizing that a political signature on paper doesn't stop missiles on the water. Gold's weekend premium. Physical gold dealers in Dubai and Mumbai reported massive weekend foot traffic. With spot markets closed, physical premiums skyrocketed, signaling that retail and institutional buyers are heavily hedging against a total collapse of the peace talks come Monday morning. Maersk says no. The shipping giants aren't buying the political theater. Maersk and Hapag-Lloyd issued a joint weekend statement. They will not resume Hormuz transits until there are 14 consecutive days of zero kinetic activity. The physical blockade remains 100% intact. The uranium squeeze. While everyone watches oil, uranium is quietly going parabolic. Spot prices just crossed $120 per pound for the first time in over a decade. With Middle Eastern energy proving structurally unreliable, Western utilities are panic buying nuclear baseload fuel. Deep dive, the proxy problem and the illusion of peace. The hottest topic, the rogue strike that shattered the weekend peace agreement and what it means for trade finance. For the last 72 hours, the market was pricing in a summer of recovery based on a political memorandum. But tonight's drone strike exposes the most dangerous flaw in global trade right now, the proxy problem. Here is why the illusion of peace is actually worse for trade liquidity than an outright war. 1. The rogue actor loophole. You can sign a treaty with a government, but you can't sign a treaty with a decentralized shadow militia. Iran claiming they didn't authorize the strike creates a massive legal and financial gray area. For marine insurers, this is a nightmare. They don't care who fired the drone. They only care that the hull is at risk. Insurance premiums will actually stay elevated, keeping the liquidity freeze firmly in place. 2. The false start trap. When Trump paused Project Freedom on Thursday, it signaled safety. Some mid-tier traders bought the dip, expecting letters of credit to loosen up by Monday. Tonight's strike destroys that thesis. The traders who stepped in based on the peace news are now caught in a massive margin trap. We're going to see brutal liquidations at the Asian Open as these peace bets get unwound forcefully. 3. The structural capital flight. Look at uranium crossing $120. This is the real story of 2026. The smartest money in the room has realized that the Strait of Hormuz will never return to its pre-war reliability. We are witnessing a historic structural flight of capital out of Middle Eastern fossil fuel logistics and into sovereign energy independence, specifically nuclear and domestic copper. The Hormuz tax is accelerating the energy transition purely out of national security fears, not just ESG mandates. The TradeFlow take. Do not trade the political headlines, trade the physical reality. Until the major shipping lines remove their no-sale orders, any dip in oil is a mirage. The liquidity crunch in global trade remains the dominant force. Protect your downside going into tomorrow. Stay liquid, stay sharp. See you on the next one.
That is all for today's news on commodity markets. Stay tuned to TradeFlow News as we continue to provide you with more updates. We also invite you to follow us on Twitter at TradeFlow News, which allows you to watch our program on your mobile device or desktop to receive information from there.